Hey there, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Kristen and I'm so happy to have you here today. Today we are going to be playing with some new makeup that I recently got from Ulta. If you watched my Ulta haul yesterday, then you already know what I got. On Black Friday I placed an order, and in that order I got like a free little gift set. For spending like 50 bucks or something, you got like a little gift set, and it came with some Ulta makeup. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to play with this stuff. I've looked on the Ulta website and I haven't been able to find it to list it down below. I'll check again. If I can find it, it will be linked. If not, I'll link some similar items because Ulta does have its own makeup line. That being said, I've never personally used it, and I know it's just kind of getting into popularity. So I thought we could at least try it out, and I'll let you know like how the shadows are and all that stuff, if it's any good. And then, like I said, if I can find anything similar, I will link it. For anyone who is new, I do have a baby. You're going to be hearing baby sounds. He's out in the living room with his daddy playing. They're watching Little Einsteins. So there will be baby noises. I'm sorry in advance. So to start out, I got this little Ulta Beauty tinted eye primer in satin blush, and it is, if you've seen this swatch yesterday, then you know that it's nearly like a blush. Like, it could be used as a blush, but it's an eye primer and it's tinted. So I thought we could try it out. It's gonna be interesting. I imagine a little bit of that goes a long way, as you can see right here. It's very pink. It's very, very tinted. So a little bit on each eye. Like, it is, I should have got less than that. Like, holy cow, that's gonna be a lot. Wow, are you guys seeing this? Like, that is so, that should just be like an eyeshadow in and of itself. Like, holy cow. Oh dang, I just made a giant mess up here. Can you guys see that right here? What am I gonna do with that? Ooh, no. Wipe it away. I guess I need to get some like baby wipes to bring in here because mama's making messes. Okay, I don't know about this primer. Okay, like it's a lot to work with. There's, okay, a little bit goes a long way, and the hole it comes out of is too big. Let's just start off by saying that. So Ulta, if you're watching, get a smaller hole for this to come out of. That sounds awful. Maybe this would have been easier to use with like a brush, maybe? I don't know. Like, it's really pretty. Like, look how pigmented that is. Like, it's really, really a pretty color. But being that it is pigmented, it makes it harder to work with, especially when I'm used to eyeshadow primers that like have no color, or they're like the color of my skin and I just blend them in and I put things on top. This is like, has a lot going on, and I'm making messes. I'm gonna go grab a baby wipe. Okay, so used a baby wipe, cleaned everything up. I think it's really pretty once it's on and blended in. I did use my fingers to finish it up, but the amount of product that comes out of this hole right here, like, it's too much. And I tried to get a little bit, but I still ended up with too much. So that so far is my only complaint with it. It's still pretty tacky, so hopefully it works really well with the eyeshadow. So let's see here. So this is the little eyeshadow palette that I got in that gift set. And so I think we're gonna come in with Say What. It's this like skin tone color down here. And I'm gonna pack this all over the eyes to help set the primer. That's one thing I'm kind of confused with this primer, is like, because like you set a primer with eyeshadow so it's not sticky, and normally you do something a little more neutral. So I'm like, is this gonna work? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. So just taking a fluffy brush. Ooh, these are a little powdery. The shadows are, ooh, dang. Just slammed my fingernail into the side of my vanity. Did not feel good. So okay, so far this shade's not really taken away from the color of the primer, but the primer is still staying really tacky. So I'm not sure how good this is going to be when it comes to blending out other shadows. Okay, maybe it's just my brush, because like to the touch it doesn't feel tacky anymore, and it didn't really take away from the color of it. It kind of toned down the shimmer coming out of it, but it's not not really taken away from the color. I think this product, the eyeshadow primer, would be something that could easily be used like just on its own, like a cream shadow, though it still stays a little bit tacky. So that's what we have currently. I feel like these shadows are blending really well. I mean, I only have one on currently on top of that tinted primer, but I feel like it's playing really, really well. So the way this is set up, at least the way I'm looking at it, is that it looks like you have two different looks you could get out of here. Of course, there's more if you want to mix things, but like just what I see right off the bat. So it looks like if you take the top 3 shades here, you get a really good look, and then if you take the 3 bottom shades here, you get a really good look. Of course, you can mix it up and play with it and do other things, but I feel like we're just going to keep it simple and just use the 3 here on the bottom for right now. So I'm going to take the color Buzzword, this brown color, and I'm going to work that into my crease. And so far the only complaint I have about this palette is that it doesn't have a mirror on it, and the only reason that's a complaint is because I'm filming a video. Like, if this was like an everyday doing my makeup kind of a thing and not filming it, like I wouldn't even be using the mirror in there. I'd be using the big mirror here in front of me, so not really a big deal. So that's where we're at currently. Personally, I'm pretty impressed with these shadows. I feel like, sorry, I just turned the light up, try and turn down a little bit more. I feel like they blend really, really well. Like, I'm totally pleased. They kick up a bit in the pan as far as powder is concerned, but there's not a lot of fallout going on after you start applying them. Granted, that could be from this eyeshadow primer because it is so tacky, but I think I like the primer. I'm not hating on it. It's definitely making everything pull a little bit more of a blush tone, but I think that's kind of the point of a tinted primer, is so everything kind of amplifies a particular color, you know? So far, so good. We're going to take a packing shadow brush, and then the color Fearless, shimmery pink, and we're going to pop that all on the eyelid. And I feel like this shadow was just made to play with the tinted primer, because they're both like a rosy pink. So that's just like really making that color pop, and I like that. That is pretty. Oh my goodness, are you guys seeing this? That's such a pretty color. Holy cow. That color is just gorgeous on top of that eyeshadow primer. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. So far I'm really excited about the Ulta makeup. So far it's so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face just using one that I have from NYX. We have some Ulta lipstick to play with, and we have a contour, highlight, and blush to play with. At least I think. It's some kind of a face powder. We're gonna have a look at it, but first face primer. So if you guys watched my last Get Ready With Me, then you already are kind of caught up on this little kitty cat saga, but if you have not seen that video, then, because I'm filming this like several weeks in advance, so if you have not seen that saga, yesterday I found a cat out in the yard. It was a white cat, and it looked like my neighbor's cat. my neighbor wasn't home, and they have like a closed-in front porch. So I just took the cat and put it on the front porch, thinking it wasn't my neighbor's cat, because they've got 2 white cats and sometimes they get out. So, but they're supposed to be inside cats, or at least they always have been before. I'm using foundation that's from Avon True Color. So I put the cat on the porch, thinking, okay, you know, it's my neighbor's cat probably, and if not, it's not like the cat can go directly into the house. It's just on the porch, and they'll see it when they get home, because like their porch is really tiny. It's kind of a weird setup, because like this tiny little room, almost like a mud room, I guess you might call it, that you walk onto, and then the door to their house is right there. And for whatever reason, they don't lock the door going onto their mud room. I don't know. We lock all the doors in our house, but that's just us, not judging. So anyways, the door is unlocked, and so because I knocked on the door and like nobody answered, so and their car wasn't there, so I didn't figure they were there. I figured she was at work, and I figured her daughter was at school. So I just put the cat on the porch, thinking it's their cat. If it's not their cat, it's their cat now. Not really, but like, you know, if it's not their cat, they could just let it out, and then, you know, all well that ends well. But like, I've never seen this cat hanging around the neighborhood before. And of course, their cats, they have 2 of them. They're both inside cats, and I see them in the windows every now and then, but like, I don't really see them up close or really pay that much attention to them. Anyway, I left, went about my day, came home, and I seen that cat running around the yard again. So I figured, okay, not the neighbor's cat, which is sad, because that cat seemed super sweet, came right to me, seemed like a super sweet cat. Low-key, I kind of want it. Don't tell my husband. But yeah, I seen it, and I was like, okay, whatever, not their cat. So this morning, I go to take my dog out, and I see that there's like this big truck in my neighbor's driveway full of stuff. Like, and I'm not sure if they just have like a bunch of trash that they're having hauled away, or if they're moving. And I hate to say it like that, because it sounds super judgy and rude, and I'm not trying to be like that, because I know like they're not like super financially well off. Like, I don't expect them to have like a whole bunch of really nice things. Not trying to say like my husband and I do, because we don't either. A lot of our stuff is secondhand. But anyways, this truck, like, it had bags, like trash bags loaded up in it, and I couldn't tell if it's like garbage, and like I wasn't getting up there looking, you know, but I was just from my yard what I could see when I was looking at it. And they had trash bags, and it looked like it might be full of clothes, but I'm not really for sure. And I was like, are you throwing away the clothes, or like, is that how you packed your clothes? And again, like, that's no judging. Like, when I moved from my parents' house, like, that's how I bag things. I just throw them all in trash bags. Like, I don't go out and buy boxes. Like, we hardly buy boxes when we move. We just throw them all, everything in cars. Like, we get laundry baskets and load those down, put things in bags. So I was like, I don't know if you're throwing this away or if you're moving. And the reason that made me think maybe they're moving is because they had a piece of furniture that looked like it was broken. It looked like it was busted. And one of them was I don't know what it was. It was something that was made out of like a press board or something, and it looked broken. And then there was a dresser thrown on top, and everything else was kind of under the dresser, so you can really tell it was under there. And again, just what I could see from my yard while my dog was doing her business. I'm definitely the nosy neighbor who's like looking out the windows and like, what's going on? Okay, like, no shame in my snooping game. I don't know. But anyway, they had a dresser thrown on top of everything, and the dresser looked like it was kind of maybe broken too. So I'm like, I don't know if they're moving and this is stuff they're taking with them. I don't know if it's like trash and they just for whatever reason accumulated that much garbage in their house and they just called somebody to come take it away. I don't know if maybe they just up and left in the middle of the night, and maybe this is like the owners of the house, like the renter, because I think this is a rental property. So I don't know if it's like the owners of the house coming and like just throwing all their stuff away. Like, I don't know. But it's pretty common here that when you have big pieces of furniture to throw away, you put it out in the alley and then the city comes around and picks it up. And there's nothing that's been put out by the alley from their house. So it makes me think like it's stuff they want to take with them. So, because I mean, they've gone out of things before. Like when we first moved in, they have like a whole living room set they put out by the alley for trash. So, I mean, they've thrown it away like that before. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I think they're probably moving out. And how this ties in with the cat is that I noticed on their back porch was the litter box was put out on the back porch. And of course all their stuff is like loaded up, and I just have to wonder, it could be like three, I guess. I mean, scenario number one, it's truly not their cat. Scenario number two, it's their cat and maybe they're just letting it run around while they're loading everything, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it's a cat, like it's been taken up under their house. Like, this house is a mess. It needs a new roof, like the foundation's falling in. I don't blame them for moving out of it. So it could be that, you know, I mean, I guess they could be letting it run around outside while they load stuff up, but I really doubt it. And then option number two is like they're just dumping it and leaving it here, which is really sad if that's the case. And then number four, I guess there's several options here, would be that it's their cats and that it took off again, and so maybe they put the litter box out there and try to get it to come back home. I don't know. I mean, because I know putting litter boxes out there is one of the options for like when you want to bring your cat back. Granted, that did not work for us when Oliver got out a couple years ago. It didn't work at all. He did not care. I think the neighbor's cat down the street was coming over and using his litter box. He, on the other hand, was, I don't know, doing his business someplace else, holding it for 4 days. I have no idea. This powder that I'm using is from Almay. I don't think they even make it anymore. It's like an age rewind powder. And then what I used to set under my under eyes is from my NYX contour palette. Okay, went ahead and did my brows off camera. They're looking very bold today. They're in desperate need of a groom, but I've kind of been letting them grow out because I think I want to film a video on like how I do my brows at home, because if you can master doing your brows at home, like, it's a huge money saver. I used to go out and get my brows done professionally all the time, and I'm sure the price has only gone up, but I was paying like $10 every 2 weeks, so like 20 bucks a month, and just getting my brows done. And then I just, because I did my brows at home by myself from the time I was like 9 until I was like 16 or 17, and then I started getting them done professionally for a few years, and that's like 20 bucks a month every month for several years. So a lot of money spent. And then the lady who's doing them like quit and went someplace else, moved, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna drive like an hour and a half. So I went back to doing them myself. So I'm thinking about doing a whole video on how to do your brows yourself, because it's a huge money saver if you can just do them by yourself, like tweeze them. So let me know if you'd be interested in a video like that. It'll probably happen either way, but my brows are looking a little manly right now. So we're gonna come in here with this little palette, and I'm honestly not sure like what all these colors are, right? Because we have the warm right here, a warm color, which I would assume would be kind of like a contour color, but it could also maybe be a blush. And then we have this one, which is called Radiant Diamond, which I guess could be like a highlight. And then we have this one, which is called Translucent, and it's just like a translucent powder. Like, I don't really know. So it leads me to believe like maybe it's a contour and then a highlight, and then this to like clean up around the edges maybe. Like, I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that translucent. But these powders are so nice. Yeah, I definitely think that's a contour. It just looks like a contour palette to me. Like, yeah, that says contour all day long. So I'm gonna take the contour brush and we're gonna give it a go. But the other weird thing about this whole cat saga is that the cat has gotten out before. This isn't the first time that their cats have gotten out. And originally, when we first moved in 2 years ago, they had 2 cats. 2 white female cats, like both stark white, no other colors on them. And there were several times when like the cats would get out, and oh, that is going on kind of weird. Does that look weird to you guys? It looks a little weird to me. But there would be several times when like the cats would get out, and like the mom, the daughter, and the dad would all be outside like hunting for these cats. And I would only imagine like if this was their cat and it got out, like that they would be out hunting for it, because they have always been hunting for them. the other thing that comes to mind is that this past spring, one of the cats got out and they were looking for it for a few days, and I don't know if like it just never came back. And now that it's getting on to winter time, like maybe this is the cat that got away and it's come back, and like maybe they don't want it now, but like doesn't seem right. Like I don't know. It just doesn't add up to me if this is their cat. But if it's not their cat, it's like, where did it come from? Because you don't see a lot of stray white cats, and this cat is so friendly. Like, so it's not feral, you know, like I imagine it was somebody's pet, but it was like super dingy to the touch. Like it felt like it'd been outside for a while. So I don't know. I just feel bad for it at the end of the day, I guess. I guess we'll see what happens. If they leave and the cat's still hanging around, like maybe I'll put like an outside cat house for it and like start feeding it, which I don't know how I feel about that, like, because I don't know. I don't want to say this to like offend anybody, but personally, I've never really been the big fan of the idea of having an outside cat when you live in the city. Like out in the country, I get it, but in the city, it's like, it's dangerous. Like people might take your cat. I've heard of that happening. People just taking them because like they're out running around, and it's like, oh, it's just like a stray cat, and that's sweet, and I'll just keep it, and it's, you know, it's your neighbor's cat. The other thing is like you don't know what they're gonna get into. Like dogs might attack them, which I mean, you run into the issue with like coyotes and stuff out in the country too, but out in the country at least, like it's your space, your land. Like my mother-in-law, they have like several acres of land, and they have an outside cat who had kittens. I guess they have 2 outside cats and she had kittens. But like, you know, they have several acres of land for these cats to be on, blah, blah, blah. Whereas like inner city, like they don't just stay on your property. And sometimes people get mad when like other people's animals end up in their yards. Like I've read stories of people like shooting the neighbor's cat because it won't stay out of their garden. And, you know, just crazy things like that, or putting out poison or trying to hurt the animal in some way. And so I don't know how I feel about having an outside cat here in city. I don't know. That being said, it was like a really, really sweet cat. The other option, if they leave and it's still hanging around, would be like take it to the Humane Society, but then like I hate doing that because so often cats are put to sleep and I feel really bad about that. So I don't know what to do. And of course, by the time you guys see this video, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 weeks after the fact, so I don't know. But anyway, I think that contour did really good, right? Like that's not bad. Like it's a very light contour, it's very mild, it blended nicely. That's one of the things I'm noticing about all these shadows, that they blend really, really nicely. I'm liking that. So the next color here is the super shiny. I just don't think that's gonna work out as a highlight. Like that's like soap. That's not gonna work on my skin for a highlight, I don't think. That's just too dark for me. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The more I blend it, the lighter it gets, and the more I think maybe it would work. I definitely don't think it's a blush. And I think we're just not going to use that translucent powder because I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm going to take the blush I've been using. I need a blush brush. And this one is from Sonia Kashuk. The color is Flamingo. And it's like this really pretty pink. It's only my second time ever using it. So we'll see how it does. Because yesterday when I used it, I layered it on top of another blush that wasn't really working out. This blush is like super light. Kind of expected more color payoff from this. I don't know if I like this. I feel like this isn't going to work very well with that super dark highlight color. So I don't know how I feel about that blush. That's a very light colored blush. Did you guys hear that? That was weird. Like, it sounded like something on my husband's side of the bed just like fell over. You guys heard that right? That picked up on audio. Tell you what, weird things happen around here. Weird things just happen. So I think I'm just going to use my finger for this and dot this this color on to see if we can't do it lightly. because I don't know. Oh, there's not really a whole lot showing up here with that. Let me see if we use a brush. How's it gonna look? Okay, that's actually a really nice highlight. I was afraid that was gonna be like way too gold, but that's actually really pretty. So far, not disappointed with any of these powders. They're all really pretty. That being said, I'm not liking this brush anymore. Whew, it's from e.l.f. and it is like spiky. I don't feel too good. Why do you keep asking it, you ask? I have no idea. Probably gonna throw this in the empties bucket here in a second, but we'll give it one last hurrah, I suppose. And it's shedding everywhere. Open on the nose. And you, sir, are now trash. I swear the e.l.f. $1 brushes, I go through them faster than any brushes ever. Like, I've got this whole brush set that I got from Walmart like forever ago, like ages ago. Like, we were talking like probably 2005, 2006. They've held up splendidly. I've got this other set that came from like, not this one, that came from like Sam's Club. I've had this one for 5 or 6 years now, holding up great. You get those e.l.f. $1 brushes and you get like a good year out of them, and then they start to like fall apart and the texture gets weird. They like poke you. I don't know. They don't hold up the best. Well, I like everything that is happening right here. I feel like it's a very mild look. It's not anything too crazy. So we have the Ulta Beauty Eyeliner Duo. So we have black and we have plum. So I think we'll put plum in my bottom waterline just for funsies. So plum looks more like a brown once it's on. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. It's nice. It's good color payoff, but it looks a little brown. And then I'm just taking the black and putting it in my upper waterline. So it has an okay color payoff, but I'm gonna say that you can probably safely skip out on the Ulta Eyeliner Duo sticks. It's scratchy, okay? It's not like a good quality going on. It's scratchy. And not so much that it has to do with the formula of the pencil itself, because they feel fairly nice like actually going on, but it's that it's a wood pencil, and I guess that's probably more environmentally friendly in the long run, but it's not very comfortable going on. It's scratchy. You can feel the wood. So I'm not loving this. So moving on to lips. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips really quickly with my e.l.f. lip liner in Bark. While off camera, I also applied a touch of my mascara. It's the Essence Volume Style Mascara. So, going in with their lippies. This one is the Ultimatte Lip Crayon. Let's see what that feels like. Oh, that's buttery. It feels really nice. So, and it's working perfect with that lip liner from e.l.f. Okay, I like that. That is nice. I will definitely be getting some use out of that. That went on really, really well. I like that. That's nice. And then we have their last thing here is a Color Rush lip gloss. We'll pop that right on top. And those colors play really nice together. That's really pretty. Okay guys, well that is it for today's Get Ready With Me. I'm really pleased with pretty much everything I tried from Ulta, except for that eyeliner pencil. I would say skip out on their wooden pencils. My hair is doing something crazy back here. I would say skip out on the wooden pencils, but otherwise the lip gloss, the lip crayon, the powder products I used were fantastic. They kicked up a little bit of powder in the pan, but there wasn't a whole lot of fallout while using them. They blended really nicely. They turned out really pretty. Like, I'm still like in love with that shimmery pink we have going on. Like, I think that looks gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm super excited about it. If I can link these products, they will be linked down below. If I can't, I will link similar items. But otherwise, I think that's going to finish up this video. So definitely give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed hanging out with me today. I loved having you here, and getting a big thumbs up does a lot to just help out my channel. And subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any more of my content. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.